last race, but by no means least, it is the Bike Sport News Superstock 600s up next, and they're on pole. The young Scotsman Paul Wishart, who had such an impressive win earlier, but alongside him, Nick Anderson still leading the championship points, Steve.
Yes, although not by an awful lot. I believe there's about 25 points, something like that, separating both Nick Anderson and Paul Wishart. There's Sam Ludgate looking to get in on the action in the podium. Worth remembering, though, Paul's form so far this weekend, he's going so quick on his Superstock 600 machine that his end results would be good enough for a top 3 finish in the Formula 600 category. So he really is shifting, and Nick Anderson's going to have to go some if he wants to keep up with him.
Yes, we know that Paul Wishart has been learning these circuits this season, but now I think you can fairly say that he's got Pembrey well and truly learnt. And he goes charging off from the start into Hatchets. He leads, Nick Anderson tucks in his second, and Tom Meehan in third place. Yeah, good start also for 35, Matthew Shelcock. He managed to get up into 4th or 5th. Matthew, of course, who fell in race 1. Brilliant start. The one who got shuffled out of it there in mid-corner was Tommy Mountain. There's Tommy on bright yellow Yamaha in 6th place, the Cool Cow Yamaha. And Tommy, surprisingly, because he's a really, really quick and pressing young rider, just doesn't seem to have gelled this weekend here at Pembrey. Yeah, I think it might just be down to lack of experience on this circuit. If you've not been here before, it's, well, you might not think so when you look at someone like Paul Wishart and Mick Robertson, but it's, that may just be the case for Tommy, because he's certainly got the talent to win this championship. But he's going to have his work cut out from here on in. There's Ross Ashman, number 71, just in about 6th position at the moment. Yeah, just sat there ahead of Tommy Mountain, but up the front, it's Paul Wishart and Nick Anderson in 2nd, Tom Meehan in 3rd. Well, now, they all want to take chunks out of this and go home with a bag full of points. This is the problem, isn't it? We've mentioned it before, but it's this time of year. Nick Anderson has that championship lead. It's a slender one. What does he do? Does he try and defend, or is that the wrong mindset? Has he just got to go for it, treat it like any other race, and just give it biff? The problem being is that if he does, he'll be on the ragged edge, and things could go silly. I think Nick's quite a clever rider, to be honest. I think to begin with, when the lights go out, he will try and get up there and see if he's got enough in him. Enough pace. He'll have had a fresh set of tyres put on his Yamaha, and if he can keep up and if he's got a chance of winning, then he'll take it. But at the same time, I think if he's being pushed to his limits and Paul starts to just break away a little bit, then he'll be quite content to sit there in 2nd position and take 20 points. There's a good shot there of Dan Chappell, 118. Normally you're used to seeing him faring well in wet conditions, so nice to have him well up in the top 10 here in the dry. And a good ride again from Ross Ashman. I can see there in 4th place. Another youngster moving up through the ranks. There he is, and putting on a good show here at Pembrey in all the races so far. He's got that Kawasaki shifting around and looking very quick indeed in 4th place. At the front of it, it's the Yamaha of Paul Wishart that leads. Tom Meehan doing well just to stay with Nick Anderson here. Oh, we got there's Adam Robinson. Adam, well, a terrible second half to the season for Adam, and quickly jumps over the that's at Brooklands hairpin. Oh, such a talented young rider, and like a lot of these guys running on a lot of fresh air in terms of money, he really needs to stay on board and get the results, but the Triumph just going squirrely under him and dumping him off there, but what a shame for him. And up the front, it's at the moment Yamaha 1, 2, 3, Paul Wishart, Nick Anderson and Tom Meehan. Yeah, just as they started on the grid, there's only a couple of tenths separating them lap times as well, so it's basically the first one to make a mistake here. Otherwise, we could just be seeing the podium as it stands. Ross Ashman's done very well from 8th on the grid to make his way up into 4th position, and he's put a gap now on Sam Ludgate, who's had to work hard after a bad start. Dan Chappell, there's Matt Shelcock, and then Tommy Mountain. Yeah, good to see Matt Shelcock back on board after that earlier DNF, and Matt moves up a place there as well. Just nicks underneath Dan Chappell, so good progress by him. And there we see Jodie Chalk a little bit further back. She's on another Triumph. Yeah, she's currently in around about 10th place and on course for 6 points. She's been
racking up the points this season. It's been a reasonable year for us so far.
Yep, Paul Wishart there. And Nick Anderson is closing on him. And once again, as we've seen a number of battles today, they've been trading fastest laps, but Paul Wishart, just as you think he's edged out far enough, Anderson pushes hard, comes back at him. But I think the thing is, Steve, unless Paul Wishart makes a mistake, and let's face it, he's not inclined to do so very often, you know, Nick Anderson cannot be into the risk-taking business. He's not going to do anything silly at this stage.
No, he's not. He's got a 25-point lead, and if he throws it up the road and Paul Wishart goes on to win, then they'll be dead level on points, and that's a big enough incentive to just stay where you are and collect second position and be 20 points ahead going into Brands Hatch. So last lap flag out, and I think that's probably what's been going through his mind, because Wishart has just extended that gap by perhaps a second or so, and Nick Anderson's just going to ease it round now to try and collect himself 20 points. Tom Meehan has also rolled off the throttle a bit. He's falling into the clutches of Ross Ashman on this last lap.
Yes, Ross, the accent keeping, pushing. But there you see Sam Luggett just ahead of Dan Chappell.
Yeah, that was the battle for 6th and 7th place, with Adam Robinson out of the equation. But it's been a fantastic weekend for Paul Wishart. There's Matt Shelcock, number 35, currently 10th in the championship, and he's 5th on the road at the moment.
Yeah, just picking his way through and really working well at the head of that bunch. But you see this great shot there. The eyes staring up the road at the next corner. Paul Wishart, absolutely calm as you like. Checker flag. That was a brilliant race. A huge lump of points in the bag. And Nick Anderson, a very, very sensible second place, I think, Steve.
Yeah, but the championship is on, and Nick Anderson knows it too. We'll go into Brands, just 20 points between them.
Yeah, and that is absolutely nothing. 75 points up for grabs at just that round alone. So Paul Wishart wins from Nick Anderson, Tom Meehan, Ross Ashman 4th, Matt Shelcock 5th, and Sam Luggett in 6th. There we see them. Paul Wishart in the middle between Nick Anderson and Tom Meehan. Point standings, well, Nick Anderson with that lead, not much, over Paul Wishart, Tommy Mountain, Tom Meehan, Adam Robinson and Sam Luggett.